Going on solo dates is extremely important. Doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or if you're single, but this is the time that you can dedicate to something that you truly love and that you can enjoy on your own. It can be your hobby, it can be your passion, but it's just important that we all carve out that time for ourselves, because sometimes just life gets too busy and we dedicate so much time to other people that we forget about things that matter to us the most. My name is Christina and I'm a London-based singer-songwriter and I love going to theater. Only this year I went to see over 20 shows, and you can see this video where I'm talking about the best ones I've seen. And you won't be surprised to hear that I didn't have company for all of these shows that I went to see, and there's definitely about 5 shows that I went to see on my own, and gladly so. I love going to theater on my own because it just allows me to immerse myself in the play or musical that I'm going to see in the way that I want, without thinking if this person that I'm taking is gonna like it or if that's their vibe, and all of that comes with kind of forcing someone to go to theater with you if they're not as eager fan as you are. And I will admit, the first time I went to the theater on my own, I was really embarrassed to just show that I have one ticket. But I think that whole experience of just entering the theater, what I've done, just made me realize that going to theater on your own is the perfect solo date, and I will share in this video 5 reasons why I think that is the case. The first one is very obvious, but it helps. You are going to watch a musical, a play, a show, whatever you're going to see. But that means that there is an activity that you are associating this solo date with. It's not like you go to the restaurant and then you kind of yeah, there is food. But this is literally something that everyone is going to be preoccupied about. So you don't need to worry about strangers looking at you and thinking, oh, are they on their own? And all of that. And I'm sure that even if you go to the restaurant on your own, this is not going to be the case. I don't think that people think about it while we are very conscious about the fact that we're on our own. But in the theater, it's definitely different because everyone is there to see the show. So they're not really paying attention if you're there on your own, or maybe if you're waiting for someone who is late. Basically, everyone is minding their own business and just waiting for the show to start. And then when the show starts, for about 2 to 3 hours, you're going to be fully immersed in what's happening in front of you. You won't be paying attention. And even if you came with someone, you won't be able to talk through this period. From that perspective, this is a perfect solo date because it allows you to focus on something that everyone else around you is going to be focused on, and you don't need to feel necessarily like you're on your own. The second reason is that, contrary to the popular belief, there isn't a lot of time to wait around at the theater. Let's say that the show starts at 7:30 and you come at the theater for 7-ish. You always need to count about half an hour because sometimes the tubes are delayed, or maybe you get lost, or you haven't been to this theater before. So I think it's important to kind of factor that in. But let's say you arrive at the theater around 7-ish, maybe there's a queue, you need to queue up, you need to check your bags and all of that. So by the time you enter the theater, it's kind of 7:10, and if you want to get a drink, there's going to be a queue there, so you need to kind of count for that. Wait around a little bit there to literally just get a drink, so you're going to be at the bar. If you need to pop to the loo or something like that, by the time you actually go and find your seat and sit down, you probably have between 5 to 10 minutes left to wait. And this is a time to turn off your phone, to kind of send any messages like I'm at the theater, don't disturb, and things like that, and just settle in and wait for the show to start. So there isn't a lot of time to wait there. And then when it's the intermission, a lot of people, again, go to the bar, go to the loo, get some ice cream, and if you do any of these, it's gonna make your time of waiting around much shorter. The third reason is probably the best one if you love going to theater often and you are a keen deal hunter. Because if you are going on your own, you're very likely to find really good deals for cheap prices. For example, if there is a matinee performance or evening performance and on the day they didn't manage to sell out all seats, if you go and check on the theater website or TKTS official website where they're selling on-the-day tickets, you will be able to find these seats dotted around. There are last-minute cancellations, or some people simply don't show up, and if these seats are anywhere in the front or in the middle where it's so visible that they're not filled, theaters like to fill these seats, and if it's something kind of last minute, they allow you to grab these seats for a really good deal. Generally speaking, if you're booking in advance, it's not going to make a big difference, but on the day it is going to make a big difference. And I would recommend you check official theater website because sometimes they have deals that are kind of coming through real time and they're not updated to like third-party providers. And also TKTS official London Theatre website that I'm going to link in the description box that you can check out. They have amazing deals for on-the-day tickets. And also on Leicester Square, there's a TKTS booth where you can go and kind of physically buy tickets on the day. Number 4, I am sorry to break it to you, but you probably won't be the only person attending the play or musical on your own. For the past few times that I went to the theater on my own, I was actually surrounded with people who also came on their own. That doesn't mean that we became the best friends or that even we chatted, but it's kind of like also nice to see that you are not the only one there who is deciding to pursue their passion for theater no matter what, like no matter if other people are coming with them or not. And I think also it's a bit unfair to expect that your friends, your partner, or family, whoever you want to go with, should share the same passion for theater or the same passion for the show that you want to see. And I think it's really important to allow yourself to go on your own if that is what you want to do, if that's the show that you want to check out. I don't think it's fair that you are held back by the fact that some other people don't share the same passion for it. And I don't think it's also fair to like make them go with you. So it's a perfect win-win combination. And I think the people who realize that and go to theater on their own, they're just like happy because they came to see the show that they wanted to see and probably found a really good deal for themselves. Number 5 is the most important one because it simply boils down to you go and see whatever you want to see. You don't depend on other people to come to theater with you. You're not thinking about them liking a certain show. It's just literally you are doing what you want when you want it. If it's last minute, go for it. If it's planned in advance, if for whatever reason, if you want to see a certain show, it's just like so liberating knowing that you can go on your own and that there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually really enjoyable, and as mentioned, like it's not gonna feel weird. I actually went to see one of my favorite shows this year on my own. It's called Crazy for You, and I've done this review about it that you can check out. And if you feel like that is your cup of tea, I would encourage you to go either on your own or to take someone with you because the good time is guaranteed. Otherwise, I do theater videos every week, so you should subscribe if you would like to hear more from me.